iHart Pod Network.
Yes, hello again, all of you. This is Darren Gender Fritz again of the podcast Gender Fritz's famous podcasting family. I am CEO of iHart Podcasts and Podcasting Networks. As you know, my family has had a very proud history of podcast production and distribution. My great, substantial grandfather is most likely rolling over in his grave as we podcast. As I podcast and as you take in my audio into your body through your ears, he is rolling over in his grave, is what I mean to say. You see, we have missed a week of the great Baywatching Podcast this week, and I am just heartbroken to have to tell you this. I know I said that we would be back on track this year, and that the new Baywatching Podcast hosts would be refined, would be calm, and would be extremely informed about the television show Beach Watch. See, all of this did turn out to be true, but our hosts are such good human beings, our new Baywatching Podcast hosts, that is, that we have lost them to a charity event. They care so much, we have lost them literally as they try to make money to save people's lives, okay? And that's why I have to tell you. We know that they attended the Spelunkers Spelunk for charity in the deepest known cave on the planet. These are the caves of Abkhazia. You see, they had intended to both raise a considerable amount of money for charity and to continue bringing to you the people, episode by episode, content of the latest new episodes of our favorite lifeguard show. Indeed, they did attempt to carry out this mission, and we don't know if they are even still alive. We've received a last final transmission from them this week. This was their attempt to record a podcast episode of the Baywatching Podcast for all of you. And they were attempting to record this in the less deep sections of the cavern in Abkhazia. You see, we have their final transmission available for you, and it will be broadcast as we found it to you after my message. So stay tuned, and you will hear the final podcast from our new good Baywatching hosts. We hope it isn't final, but we don't know where they are. They may have fallen into a precipice or into a deeply unexplored cavern with no Wi-Fi. Teams, as we speak, are scouring the caves in Abkhazia, but it is the most expert-level cave in the solar system. So the chances of survival after being injured in this cave is very low. I must tell you, is low. As such, we have retained the old Baywatching Podcast hosts to fill in for Mrs. Janet Von Eaton and Mr. Jeremine Togglelight. These hosts, these bad old hosts, will only be here temporarily. I promise you. We have to satisfy our contract here at the iHeart Podcast and Podcasting Networks. As soon as is humanly possible, we will begin with the new, more appropriate hosts again. But we are contractually obligated to continue with season 2 with these old, bad hosts. We pray that the good Baywatching hosts, that these spelunkers are still alive and well, and we hope that they will be reunited with their Baywatching Podcast family very soon. We also pray that the old, bad Baywatching Podcast hosts will keep the network out of any legal trouble by acting appropriately and respectfully in their hopefully very short tenure as replacement Baywatching Podcast hosts, okay? I'm sorry. We pray that the new hosts come back. And now, without further ado, I, Jaren Javinga Fitz, will play you the last known transmission from our beloved good Baywatching Podcast host, Spelunkers. Here you go.
Oh my God, Mitch, I'm sorry. I was just so surprised to see you standing there.
Not as surprised as I was.
Baywatch Podcast. The lovely and friendly Baywatching Podcast. Baywatch Podcast. The lovely and friendly Baywatching Podcast.
It's basically running down the beach in a bathing suit with beautiful women, saving lives in the ocean.
Yeah. Come on now, Jenny. We almost there now. Love behind me, climbing the ropes. Hello, everyone. This is Jeremine Togglelight, Dirt of the Day, Baywatching Buddies. To all of you out there, if we sound a little strained right now, it's because me and Janet are descending into the heart, the belly, the bunghole, if you will, of the caves of Abkhazia.
Oh, keep going, Jeremine. Keep going.
Yes, we're descending now. Our ropes are taut.
Jeremine, yeah.
Our rocks are slippery, and we're just...
Higher. Harder. Harder.